Here at TFL, we love hardworking trucks that are also affordable, and they're getting more and more difficult to get. Here I have two of them. They're $7,000 apart. This blue truck belongs to Alex, who's behind the camera. And right here we have a long-term Ram Cummins truck as well. I want to show you what you get and don't get with these trucks. So let's start with this Tradesman crew cab, four-wheel drive, diesel powered truck. So here's what I mean by affordable and also useful hardworking trucks. We often travel as a crew, so a crew cab like this is very important. And we often don't tow like gooseneck trailers, so a shorter bed on a heavy duty truck is very useful for most of us. This is basically a 6-foot 4-inch bed. It's not an 8-footer. It's exactly the same configuration as far as cab and bed as on our long-term truck that I'll show you next. Also, four-wheel drive is super important to us. And this Tradesman right here that Alex owns, of course, is running, it's a four-wheel drive truck. It's got an 18-inch wheel and this Firestone Transforce AT tire. And also Alex got a anti-spin rear differential as one of the options, which is also pretty important here in Colorado for off-roading. And the Tradesman diesel, let's say you want it base price, which is almost impossible to find. You would get a two-wheel drive truck, two-door cab with a diesel, and the Cummins diesel that's underneath the hood here, which I'll show you in a second, is about $10,000 option. You'll be starting in around $51,000 to $52,000, but that's for two-wheel drive, two-door cab. So let me pop the hood, let me show you the engine. Here it is. You get a diesel engine, of course, because you like torque and you like fuel efficiency. And for Ram 2500 series trucks, this is what they call a standard output diesel, not a high output version. You can get in there 1-ton 3500 series trucks. Still pretty good power, 370 horsepower, 850 pound-feet of torque, and a 6-speed 68 RFE transmission. You can kind of tell because the transmission dipstick is on the passenger side. It's right here. It's not their Aisin transmission. If it was, the dipstick would be on the driver's side, somewhere in this area. They're both 6 speeds, but I think the beautiful part of this engine transmission combination, because it's a little bit lower power, is fuel efficiency. And we have several videos with this truck where I take it on road trips, and Alex, of course, and Case and the rest of us have driven these trucks a bunch. And about 20 mpg on the highway is possible, and actually really good towing efficiency as well. So that's why you get the Cummins diesel in this truck. And this, of course, has a few more options. Like I said, these trucks are harder and harder to find. If you want a heavy-duty diesel truck, sometimes the pricing is like 80 grand or 90,000. This truck MSRP is just under $62,000. And like I said, this truck is about $7,000 more, almost $69,000 for this guy. So you might be saying, that's not affordable. Well, it is for 2022, actually. So here's what Alex got on this truck. Of course, this blue paint, which is pretty nice. Also the chrome package, which just kind of chromes out the front bumper. Both of these have the same headlights. They're not LEDs, which is kind of unfortunate. This truck has a night edition package, which means a lot of the trim is blacked out, including the grille, body color bumpers, grille kind of surround, and a lot of black badging. So that's one of the reasons why this truck costs quite a bit more than this guy. Then mirrors and towing. So this truck, as you can see, has kind of a standard mirror. Sorry about the wind. It's getting more and more windy. Alex went ahead and bought this, which is a little spotter mirror on both sides, he put it. So that's pretty useful. I was in the truck, and yeah, it helps quite a bit. And this is a standard mirror. And I actually don't mind it. This is basically kind of their light duty truck mirror as well for Ram 1500 trucks, very similar to that. So I'll show you something that this heavy duty truck doesn't have in a second. But before I do, here's the towing mirror. And you've seen these before. Ram's been using them for years or decades. This is not my favorite mirror in the heavy duty segment, actually, for towing. Yes, it has good reach, but the surface area of the glass is not super big. And then every time you go from kind of a standard to tow mode here, or moose mode, some people say. You have to readjust your glass. So this is not my favorite option. Of course, you can put them away, both of them. You can kind of put them away manually. These are basic trucks, and they don't have power mirrors as far as extending and folding, which is just fine because we want to save money. Now, let's jump inside this truck, because you might be surprised what's there and what's not there. Okay, so this Tradesman has something I love, 6-person seating. You may not use it often, but for example, I have a use case for this. With my family and some friends, I went to a soccer game a couple days ago here in Colorado, and I needed 6-person seating. And my F-150 has that. I have an F-150 work truck as well. So sometimes you need to bring more people. This is a great option. Alex also put these optional accessory, not optional, but accessory Carhartt seat covers, which is actually fits pretty nice. So let me jump in and show you what else is going on here. You do get push button start. That's pretty nice. You get a column shift, which I love, kind of old school, pretty easy, at least for me, to use. Of course, like I said, you have 4-wheel drive, including 4 low range transfer cases here, but not a selectable locker, and no 4-wheel drive automatic mode. Only GM currently offers that in their heavy duty trucks. And this is an 8.4 inch display, which is actually a small upcharge, but it does come with the latest Uconnect 5 system, which is really handy. Has wireless CarPlay, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, a lot of cool features. So this is quite nice and good resolution as well. Has a reverse camera, basically the only camera this Tradesman has. A manual climate control. You got an exhaust brake, still 2-stage, automatic and full on tow haul mode, but something is missing. Alex, what's up with that? No
brake controller.
No brake controller? How's that possible? Well, I kind of know how it's possible. Just savings, right? So some of these trucks are used for example, deliveries, something in the bed. So sometimes some companies don't use them to tow. So why offer it if you can save a little bit of money? But Alex, are you planning on kind of doing an accessory here?
Maybe at some point I'd like to tow some rental trailers, but my own trailer weighs like 400 pounds. So I don't think I don't need the Cummins, let alone the brake controller for my trailer.
Yeah, and Alex also carries motorcycles. I'll show you that in a second in the bed. And this bed is longer than a half-ton short bed. So most motorcycles would just fit inside the bed, which is nice. So that was kind of a shocker to me. So no brake controller included, but of course you can add it later. There is some pre-wiring. You have USB-C and USB ports down here, cubby, and also a cubby in here. So no cover in here. This is just an open cubby and a glove box down below. So this is pretty simple. And look behind you. It has, first of all, defroster on the rear glass and a power sliding glass window. Why is that important? Well, when we jump in that more expensive truck, it doesn't have that power sliding glass or defroster, which is quite odd. So this is what you get when you get a Tradesman Crew Cab 4-wheel drive Cummins. This is how it's equipped, and for just under 62 grand, you get really good towing ratings between about 17,000 and 20,000 pounds. You get great payload, which I'll show you now. So for a diesel 3/4 ton, 2,371 pounds of payload. It's not too bad. If you wanted more, of course, you would get a 1-ton truck, which may offer in a single rear wheel closer to 35 or 4,000 pounds, between 3,500 and 4,000 pounds of payload. But for a 3/4 ton, this is pretty good. Here's, of course, where the camera is. No dampened tailgate. It's a pretty basic truck. Alex went ahead and he actually did the bed liner later as a separate Line-X offering. And this is what I'm talking about. Alex usually carries motorcycles back here for TFL bike and of course his personal bikes. So all of that is really cool. And yeah, some tie downs here. No rail system, but quite a few attachments still. Cleats up here. So pretty useful bed. That's what you get when you get a Tradesman for about 61, 62 grand. Now let's quickly go over this because this is closer to 69,000, like I said. Let's go inside. I'll show you some of features in there. This is a Bighorn. So Tradesman that we just saw over there, it's their base work truck version. Bighorn is more of their volume seller. It's just a step above as far as the trim level is concerned, which is partially why you get some different trim. Got a Bighorn badge here. This is actually an openable second glove box. You have one down here. You have some slightly different trim. And you also don't get, well, at least in this model right here, this is a 5-person arrangement. So you get this, you don't have a 6th seat here, but you do have this adjustable console, which is quite useful. We have some stuff down here. And you still have USB-C, USB ports. So you still get Uconnect 5, still wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, your radio, your satellite radio, everything like that. This model also came with heated seats and heated steering wheel, which is in the winter months is pretty nice here in Colorado, but still manual climate control. It also has park sensors, which I don't mind not having them actually. Still tow haul mode, still exhaust brake 2-stage. And this is really important. It was, of course, important for us because we do a lot of towing at TFL to have a towing package and the brake controller as well. Same 4-wheel drive system, not much different here. Similar steering wheel. This is actually wrapped. It's a little bit nicer, but still same features as far as your gear selector. Same transmission, 68 RFE, same engine. Same Cummins engine, your cruise control here, and your another thing I wanted to mention, both of these trucks have really good, in my opinion, center gauge cluster with lots of information like turbo boost and exhaust brake. It's configurable. You can go through it. Here's some of our longer term fuel efficiency on our long-term truck. This includes some towing. So like I said, 20 empty, about 20 mpg plus empty, about 16 mpg or so with a not super heavy trailer, something between, I want to say about 5,000 pounds and maybe 7,000 pounds that we've been towing recently. But lots of information. You have your trailer brake information right here. So actually both of these trucks come with quite a lot of gauges, and I love that in a heavy duty truck. I love that they're offering it even in more simple vehicles in their lineup. So that's pretty cool. And if you look behind, like I said, no defroster, pretty weird, no rear window, still cloth seats, pretty comfortable actually. Actually additional stitching here looks quite nice. Let me show you the bed and also what accessories we got on this truck. Like I said, since this truck has a few more options, this Bighorn has a payload of 2,234 pounds, so a little bit less than that Tradesman I just showed you. But here's some of the accessories we got. So first of all, WeatherTech mats. Actually, Alex has WeatherTech mats on in his truck as well. And then we also went to Mopar and we worked with Mopar for some accessories. So first of all, we didn't have this step. So we chose this black tubular side step because these trucks are pretty tall and it's always nice to have a little bit extra help getting in and out because these heavy duties are sitting quite high. And then we got some WeatherTech mud flaps. This 20-inch wheel, by the way, comes with the night edition package on this Ram from the factory. And Firestone Transforce AT tire. Same brand as on the Tradesman, just different sizing. In the back, of course, the same bed size. We also didn't have a liner here, so we've tried a couple of different ones, and we finally went with Line-X just recently. And then we went to Mopar and got a gooseneck fifth wheel prep package. You see those 5 openings. There's a gooseneck ball that goes in the center, and of course we also got as part of that, the fifth wheel attachment. And then we also have a fifth wheel now from Mopar as well, which is an additional price, of course, for that accessory. So we'll be doing more. I'm hoping to do very, very soon a fifth wheel proper camping trailer towing test for you guys. We also got this as part of that, a 7-pin connector. And we went to the dealer to get this installed and to get the gooseneck fifth wheel hitch prep package installed as well. So those are Mopar parts, so it all works together. Of course, we still have 7-pin and 4-pin connector right here. And we have a couple more items I'm going to put on soon. We got a Mopar tonneau cover as well. Yeah, and I think that's pretty much it as far as accessories. We have, like you saw, about 4,700 miles on this truck already. We've been using it quite a lot at Tumbleweed Ranch. You can check it out on our TFL Off-Road channel. All those videos are there, and Alex is kind of driving that with Roman and David, so thank you guys for doing that. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Tradesman, crew cab 4-wheel drive, almost 62,000. Bighorn, night edition, a little bit more maybe fancy looking, about 69,000 almost. Let me know what you think about these prices, their equipment. How would you configure your heavy duty diesel truck? Let me know that in the comments below. And don't forget, we have a brand new one-stop shopping place where you can get everything TFL. It's called alltfl.com. Check it out, all our podcasts, and everything we do is in one place there for you. Thanks for joining me on this episode. I'll see you on the next one.